Hey guys, it's me, and it's time for another Marvel vs. DC and other media. This one is the 2000's X-Men. No, not X-Men. The 2000's Fantastic Four movies versus the 70's Wonder Woman TV show. I can explain this one. I can explain it. So my initial comparison for Linda Carter's Wonder Woman was Reb Brown's Captain America. But then I got to thinking about it. I thought about how I have the Christopher Reeve Superman movies versus Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies because they're on my favorites and also have the most, and it's my favorite comparison, especially because they have probably the most similarities ever in DC Marvel adaptations, with second being Wonder Woman 2017 and Captain America, the First Avenger. And how I have Tim Burton's first Batman movie from 1989 versus X-Men from 2000, because there just simply isn't enough Iron Man movies, and by that point I had to improvise. Iron Man wasn't viewed... Not Batman. Iron Man wasn't viewed as a profitable character until 2008. So I thought maybe I should do Wonder Woman versus Fantastic Four versus those Fantastic Four movies to round out the Trinity versus the Big Three. Yeah, that's right. With all the debate about whether Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Hulk or Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor are... As I was saying, sorry, a spam call interrupted me. With all the talk about whether Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Hulk or Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor are the big three, I personally view it as being either Spider-Man, Iceman, and Human Torch, or Spider-Man, Wolverine, and The Thing. Because before the MCU, or at least when I was a kid, whenever anyone thought Marvel, they would almost always think Spider-Man, the X-Men, and Fantastic Four. Sure, Hulk had some popularity thanks to the Bill Bixby Hulk TV show being culturally, in terms of pop culture, Marvel's equivalent to Adam West's Batman. But I feel like whenever anyone thought Marvel, Spider-Man, the X-Men, and Fantastic Four were usually their first thoughts, in the same way Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman always were with DC. So I asked Google. I know I'm not gonna live that down with you guys, but I asked Google which comparison was better. I asked my little brother which comparison was better, both of which said Fantastic Four with Wonder Woman. So yeah, I guess this is another one where the credit could go to my little brother, Christian Miller. So yeah, here you go. This is the comparison you're getting. Similarities, both know what they are and just have fun with it. Wonder Woman is less campy than Adam West Batman because it came at a time when they were kind of moving away from the Silver Age. But it still has its moments of that. And Fantastic Four was probably... These Fantastic Four movies were probably the campiest of the 2000s Marvel movies. And they actually got criticized quite a lot for feeling too much like a sitcom. All three kind of have like a celebrity status for these heroes. Uh, the Wonder Woman TV show came out at the same time, the same period as the best Superman movies, and just like Christopher Reeve's Superman, Wonder Woman is viewed as kind of a living legend. And then I don't even need to explain it for the Fantastic Four movies. Johnny, being the attention hog he is, capitalizes on the popularity of the Fantastic Four. Both have who was probably the prettiest actress of their time, Linda Carter and Jessica Alba. Both were both had someone who was, I believe, in Lyle Waggoner's case, known for playing pretty boys, Lyle Waggoner and Chris Evans. Both work with the government in later installments. With the shift from being based on Golden Age comics to, or not the government specifically, but the US, I have to specify that because it's not the government in Fantastic Four case, in Fantastic Four's case. With the shift from being based on the Golden Age to being based on the Bronze Age with a little bit of Silver Age, Wonder Woman, Diana Prince became kind of became a government agent, though she kept her powers, unlike in the comics when that happened. And in Rise of the Silver Surfer, the Fantastic Four work with the military, though it doesn't go over as well, because the military stops trusting them and starts trusting Doctor Doom, which was stupid, mind you. Except, also, both actually feel like they came out when they did. Wonder Woman feels like typical of 70s TV, and the two Fantastic Four movies definitely have that 2000's movie feeling. Etc. So which wins? Okay, so I disagree with the critics on the first Fantastic Four. I actually really liked that movie. However, continuing the trend of the Trinity beating the big three, the ice gave Christopher Reeve's Superman the win every time against Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, though I did admit that they're both on my favorite movies of all time list, and I gave the first Tim Burton Batman movie the win over the first Bryan Singer X-Men movie. I have to give the Wonder Woman TV series the win, primarily because we're also looking at Rise of the Silver Surfer. And while I don't completely hate that movie, I like it more than most critics do. Unlike with the first one, I actually do see where the hate comes from with that second one. It was mid. So yeah, also, while if you look at modern comics, it looks like both Linda Carter's Wonder Woman and Jessica Alba's Invisible Woman were incredibly nerfed. The difference is, at the time, Linda Carter's TV show came out before Wonder Woman discovered had the other powers. Like, she only really had super strength and speed. She used the bracelets to block bullets, the lasso of truth to make people tell the truth, and then the invisible jet for flight. So whereas Sue was actually that powerful even back then when these movies came out. Also, Linda Carter was just treated with much more respect than Jessica Alba was. Let's just put that out there. So, yeah, Wonder Woman takes the win. Winner, DC. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe if you want to. And if you do, turn on those post notifications so you never miss a video. Comment below which one of these things you guys like more. And I'll see you next time. Bye.